Life is so much better when you have friends to connect and kiki with. And no matter how near or far you are, thank God for things like WhatsApp to always keep you together. And in this friendship, all day and all night, we send each other long as voice notes.
Every day we discuss just about everything, from what we had for dinner, to the music we like, to the men we met, to exercise, and don't forget our absolute favorite thing, Insecure. So sit back and relax as these two girls tell you everything about life, love, and all things in between. Welcome to Long AF Voice Notes.
Welcome to the not season finale of Long AF Voice Notes. But, guys, today we are ready to go in and give this thing our all.
Yeah. How much, girl? Is this going to be an hour? Like, what's worn down? Because there's a lot to talk about. Yeah.
This might be an hour, but welcome to
Long AF Voice Notes.
I am Marty Lewis, and this is my beautiful co-host,
Sarita Braxton.
and we are so glad that you guys are here to join us. Sarita, we're going all in. What grade are you giving the season finale of Insecure season 4?
Girl, this should have been the first episode of the season. Like, this is what we were waiting for. I gotta give it an A+. Like, it gave me so much. The whole time I couldn't even catch up. I was like, wait, girl. Girl, what? Let me hear you. What grade did you give?
I'm with you, and it's so funny that you said what you said, because it's like we worked backwards, and now we get why we worked backwards. But if they would have given me this in the beginning, yeah. I mean, this was so intense. It was so emotional. It was so like, yes and no, and I told you, and just so many emotions. Let's jump right into relationships. Which relationship do you want to start with?
Girl, okay, so the internet is undefeated because the internet was saying that Condola was pregnant, and we're like, why are you putting it out into the universe? And she turns up pregnant, and I'm like, no, why? I mean, I know this is a very real life issue, and I love the way they filmed the conversation between Lawrence and Condola, and it was almost like Condola was responding to Issa, and I love this scene, but why?
Devastating. Devastating. We're
so angry.
I know. I was
we're so mad.
I mean, we felt like it was us. Like, it was so like disheartening. I mean, so okay, let's start with Lawrence and Condola, because I understand men's positioning when they're not trying to have a kid, but I really hated his response, because I'm like, you are more mature than that. Like, the shit he was saying, I just wasn't rocking with, although I understood, but I was like, bruh, really? You know what I mean? And in those moments, Condola had to be so strong, and she's totally someone or said things that we would say was like, with or without you, I'm gonna be okay. You know what I mean? And I get that it was mind-boggling for him, because it was mind-boggling for all of us. Shit. But I was like, Lawrence, really? Is it yours? And I'm like, I hate when dudes do that. Obviously, you guys are being exclusive. Like, I thought we were careful. My nigga, anytime, you know what I mean? Anytime you have sex without a condom, it's not careful. And even sometimes when you have sex with a condom, you can't be so careful. And I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, we are 30 plus. Why are you treating her like this? Like, she ain't no hoe off the street. She wasn't the girl that you were fucking after the club. Like, this was your whole ass exclusive dating partner. Like, sir, what? So that bothered the hell out of me. But it bothered me that she was pregnant. So
But I don't understand why dudes act so surprised. Like, they don't understand how this works. Like, wait, we had unprotected sex and you're pregnant? Like, and then you just see the numbers floating around their head like they're so confused. This is how it works. Okay? Sorry, not sorry. And you're absolutely right. Like you said, I understand it was like a real ass conversation and probably things that some men were thinking when they got this news and they didn't actually say like Lawrence did. But yeah, I appreciated Condola's strength in this moment. With his conversation with Issa, she immediately jumped to, oh, so now you're going to go back with her, and this is not even our reality. Like, you don't have to be in a relationship with someone just because you're having a baby, especially if your relationship is already not on good terms. A baby's not going to help. Right. That is actually, people make this mistake, but I mean, he stood his ground. He said, no, that's not my plan. My plan is you. But now, like she said, it's too much. Like,
absolutely. And it was also disheartening because there's this first scene with Lawrence and Issa where he tells her that he got the job and she's happy for him. And then he asks her immediately, like, what does this mean? And Issa is doing everything in her power to be like, I want you. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. It's no thought, to her. And he's almost hesitant though. Like, but what about your friend? It's like, she said it don't matter. Like, why are you asking these questions? If she said it don't matter, it don't matter. I also get it because he doesn't want probably her to resent him, but she has to pick up and move, like, in order to salvage their relationship. But it was like, what a dagger. After she's done all she thought she should do to make sure that she secured her man, and then now there's this. And regardless of what people say, it's so funny. This girl said, so y'all gonna Melanie and Darwin us. And I fell out because I forgot about the game, right? And I
forgot about that too. Damn.
Girl, it people have no idea how much harder it is for females to be involved with a man who has a baby on the way versus men being involved with a pregnant woman. Because obviously the man is involved with the pregnant woman and there's no ifs, ands, and buts. She's pregnant and you don't care and you still want to be her. But when it comes to men dealing with women who are pregnant and that's not their girlfriend, it's a completely different issue. Now the woman has to deal with that woman as a baby mama and her family. She has to deal with you having to step away from your relationship to make sure that she's good, because after all, she's carrying your child. She has to go through the whole pregnancy with you, even though she ain't the pregnant one.
Exactly.
And be okay with whatever emotions you're going through, how you're feeling. She got to talk to you about it. I've done it before. Not easy. And I thought about it. I was like, gosh, when I did it, I was like 21, 22. But I had no idea what a toxic relationship was. I had no idea that, I didn't have to stay in a relationship. But I can remember when the girl had the baby and he had to leave. We're asleep in the bed. It's the middle of the night. She calls him like the baby's on the way. He gets up and leaves. And then in my mind, I have to worry about, well, did she have the baby? Is the baby healthy? How am I going to love this child? Because obviously this is his child. But how the child got here is messed up. And I had to deal with it the whole time. This brings on so much more stuff. And I just was like, oh my gosh.
And especially if it's like, this is Lawrence's first child, right? So if him and Issa have been building this relationship for so many years, and then for him to have his first child with someone else while you guys are just rebuilding your relationship, like, obviously it's stressful for Lawrence, but that is, like you said, it's a dagger to the heart for the woman who, you think like, I love this man, I love him through anything, but like some things just like hurt you so much. Like maybe you can't come back from them. Maybe you can't work through them.
And it's not just any girl. It's a girl who you were cool with, who you worked with, and who was introduced to your old man by one of your best friends. Like, it's a sticky situation. You know what I mean? Like, it just, girl, I'm like, ooh. And I said, oh, y'all made sure we was coming back to season 5 with hitting us with this, because we want to know what's going on.
They left us little breadcrumbs the whole season, and we're like, bam, now you got to wait and see what happens.
Bruh, I was like, Issa, you better not take longer than 6 months, because we ain't got time, sis. Come on with it.
social distancing filming because they're gonna have to make it work.
Girl, my heart hurts. I just was like, oh. And even more so, it's like, I know Lawrence will want to do the right thing once he comes to his senses, but you also have this job opportunity in San Francisco. And that's the part that kills me. Like, okay, this is the things that dads don't get. Y'all are able to live your normal lives while moms are there every day, all day with the kids. If the kid is sick, guess who got to come and get the kid and take off of work? When the kid is crying in the middle of the night, guess who got to take care of the kid? When the kid needs everything and eating 50 million things out of your refrigerator, guess who's dealing with that? So it brings up so many emotions and issues. And I'm just like, woo, woo.
I know.
And then that was the part in the story when I was like, this is not my story. I don't want to know more. I thought y'all knew my business. Don't write this into my life. I was like,
oh, wow.
I was like, nope. I was like, this
prediction of the next season of your life.
I'm like, nope, this is not my life. I'm like, nope, it stopped last episode. Thank you. I'm like, over it. Tiffany and Derek.
Wow. That was really also very intense. I didn't see that coming. The investigative work needed to track down Tiffany, and just seeing her being so unlike herself, like, you know, and I like the subtlety of it, because I was watching the wind down and they were saying how usually when there's this portrayal of women with postpartum depression, it's very dramatic. I can't take this anymore. You know, they fall out, they're screaming. Like, this is just a very nuanced, like, she just dipped out. She couldn't handle it anymore. She cracked and she just needed space. She's almost like wandering around the city like a lost person. And I don't know, I felt for her, because, you know, we always like giving Tiffany crap because she's prim and proper and the way her house is decorated and everything, but like I really felt for her in this moment.
I loved his response to her. It wasn't a, why did you? It was just like a, I'm here. Let's do whatever we have to do to fix it. And I love Derek's character because he has been so supportive always. That's all we ever see him be, is supportive. You know what I mean? We always see him taking equal responsibility in the pregnancy once the baby was there. Like, he's so in tune. And I can't imagine what that felt like for him, even though he's not a real person, but to know your wife is breaking down and she didn't come to you as her husband, as the other parent in the relationship, but you still have to go and find her. And even though you're probably like, why didn't you just tell me? You're like, what do you need from me? And I'm like, gosh, he's just there. Their relationship is spectacular because of the type of husband he is. And I appreciated them showing that the husband is showing up for the wife, like, you know, instead of vice versa.
I really appreciated them giving him this space to like show himself, because we just see him kind of in, like you said, in support of her, but like this was really focused on him and like the kind of man and husband and father he is, and it's really nice to see.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Team Derek.
Hey, your girl Molly and Andrew.
Ooh, wow, that cookie crumbled so fast. I mean, I didn't know it was that bad, but I think this is the problem with Andrew not addressing things with her fully. When you let things lie, they build up, and then your relationship's over. And it's like, well, if you had addressed this, and this with her and talked it through in the moment, then you wouldn't have gotten to this place where your relationship is beyond saving, because she's ready to do whatever she can. And I think also by the end of the episode, he's kind of reflecting, softening, and she was ready and willing to work and listen and apologize, it seems. But by that point, it was too little too late.
She is really disappointing in all her ships. And this one, I was like, finally, Andrew, you put your foot down and you told her, like, this is not okay. But like you said, he should have been addressing her trifling ass. Like, Molly has been trifling. And like you're saying, like, he was a volcano waiting to erupt. But the simple fact that she'd be like what? I'm like, are you blind? What do you mean, like what? He always, something down to the fact that he wanted Indian one day and you didn't want it, so you decided to go with what you wanted. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and this is why people get into petty fights, because like you're saying, they don't address the issue when it happens. So all the little stuff ticks you off. It could be the thing that makes the landmine go off. And I'm like, and now you want to fight for this? Like, I'll do that. Like, Molly, what? Do you really understand? Do you want to be right, or do you want to be in relationship? Like her lady said. And I'm like, girl, you need to not be with nobody, and you need to just keep going to counseling, and you need to get yourself together. Because like Issa said, if you and what's his name? What's Asian? If you and Andrew break up, it's not on me, because it's not. Molly is so selfish every step of the way, and I can't believe I didn't see it. But I'm like, yo, like I was like, honestly, Molly, you deserve him leaving. And maybe you'll be able to get him back, but you deserve him leaving right about now. And I hope he does leave, because you need to reflect and refresh. Because don't nobody want to be with nobody like that.
Yeah,
like,
she has a lot of
seriously.
herself.
I just was like, ugh. And him even showing up for that uncomfortable ass Jack and Jill, elitist black people lawyer shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's an uncomfortable ass situation. And for her to not even see that, like, it's just as uncomfortable as you being with his Asian ass brother. You know what I mean? I'm just like, yo, like, I just didn't understand.
I couldn't understand how she couldn't see the ways that he bends over backwards for her, and she's like, me too. Like, girl, how, where, when, where, what, how? No, you have not. Like you said, from the little things, and I didn't even think about this. Like these small, and they said this when I was talking about it at the beginning of the season. Like these little things that they were doing throughout the season. I didn't even think about the food. You know,
Yep.
It's like, you were expecting something, and she's like, no, I picked up something else, and you're going to be happy about it. Like, yeah, she's a whole ass mess.
Yep. So I get it now, how we were so mad in the beginning. We were like, what are you guys? And they're like, let the storylines develop. It's like, oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did develop. Anything to say about Nathan and Issa on the relationship tip, or you want to just move them to friendship tip?
Nah, we gotta slide them. I gotta give it up. No more light skin Bay. He's just friend Bay, friend Nathan.
Welcome to the other side. Now there were only 3 people left in the group of 4 who still wanted Nathan and Issa to be together.
I mean, Nathan ain't got no kids coming, so we don't know what might happen in the next.
For real. They keeping him around for a reason too. I'm just like, ooh, child.
Yeah.
Ooh, Chile. All right, friendships. Let's start with Nathan and Issa. What do you think?
Yeah. So this was a season of growth for all of the characters. And I really appreciate him just like putting his feelings out there, saying, hey, I don't want this to be awkward, but I was bothered. I mean, we could all tell he was bothered by his little snooty reaction. But yeah, I like them. I like them as friends.
Yeah, he definitely always shows up. And so like him giving her that space. So it reminds me that even though people are from your past, they still rock with you as people. And if you guys are able, to both be mature enough to still come through because you know that person is a dope person, or because you do support what they do, then like, yes, you know. But again, I love how clear Issa makes it. Like, this is my man. This is what I'm moving forward with. Yes, we can be friends, but you have to respect it, you know? So hopefully she's mature enough to respect it also. And she doesn't fall victim to, he got this whole pregnant and now I just need the D. So, you know, I'm just saying. Let's talk about the 4 girls. Let's talk about them together. What do you think about that? I loved that. I loved that. I love how we saw them in this episode.
Dun, 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 dun. Girl, they came through, and Kelly needs the most valued cast member award because Kelly is epic. Like this, they covered so much. Just them having this situation where they were trying to find Tiffany has so much going on inside this scene. And the part with the cop is like, not today, not me. Mm-hmm. Everyone go home. Girl, they're like, well, Black superheroes. I love them.
For sure. I love that it didn't matter what was going on between any of them because the main focus was Tiffany, and they're like, regardless of anything, we're coming together as friends. Kelly is that one friend you need that's either going to show up with a bat, a Bible, or a broom. Like, period. You know what I mean? Like, you can trust Kelly in every situation. She might be off, as we say in the Bay. She might be a little crazy, but she is going to ride for her friends. And she did at every level. But seeing their pain when they finally found her, that was so impactful because it was like, you feel for your friends. If I call you and I start crying, you're going to feel some type of way. If you call me and you're like, this is how I feel, I'm going to feel some type of way. That is true friendship, where you're able to put all the bullshit to the side and come together for a greater good. That moment, despite all the bullshit that has been happening all season and how they haven't been connecting or talking, like, that was super important.
Yeah, I think so too. I love, like you said, like they all put aside their differences. And we mentioned before, like we haven't really seen them. And you could tell like they kind of have been slipping in their own friendships individually. Not that you could see something like this coming, but like it seemed like everyone was kind of missing the mark in this.
Yeah, and I think that's also important to note that not all friendships are you going to talk to them every day, but as long as you're able to be there for the person or pick up where you left off, like to me, some of my friendships are low maintenance. Some of my friendships are high maintenance. Some of my friends, if they needed to be low maintenance, like they could be, but I decide for them to be high maintenance because I'm like connecting with that person. But I love those type of friendships. Like, where if you don't call, the person's not flipping out. You know what I mean? Like, life happens, period. Look at what everybody's doing. We don't know what the hell Kelly's ass been doing, but Molly's in a new relationship. Issa's figuring out her relationships, and she's on a new career path. Kelly's ass is, I don't know, dating and being herself. And then Tiffany has the new baby. So, like, life happens. But in that moment, they were able to come together. So I appreciated that.
Yeah. Wait, speaking of coming together, the final scene where Molly and Issa sit down finally at the Ethiopian restaurant where just a few weeks ago, Issa about-faced and left Molly sitting there. Everybody gave Molly crap, but apparently Molly was the one who reached out this time. So I really, like, why did y'all cut off the episode when they started talking? I was so bothered. I wanted to know what happened. You know, like, I want to know the conversation. Maybe we'll find out the next season, but like, come on.
It is so interesting. For one, because remember, we've seen Mercado Ethiopian restaurant since season 1, first of all. So they should be having lines out the motherfucking door because we keep seeing it. So I'm like, listen, when Sarita comes back to the US, we're going to LA, we're going to Mercado, and that's that. But I think it was interesting. But Molly, are you only realizing it now because of what you and Andrew went through? Or are you only realizing now because of what you saw Tiffany go through? Like, what was that deciding factor that made you get off your fucking high horse and be like, I need to check in. I need to have this adult conversation with the person who I'm constantly saying to everybody, but that's my best friend. I'm your best friend. Well, if that's the case, why does it take you so long? You know what I mean? Like, it just, whatever. Yeah. Issa said, I'm happy you called because Issa needs to get some shit off her chest. And it's going to be interesting, for one, because remember what we've been saying this whole time. When you have friends who know your life,
are they judging you based off of what you're saying, or are they wiping a clean slate? So when Molly starts talking about the issues between her and Andrew, is Issa going to judge? And when Issa starts talking about the issues between her and Lawrence, is Molly going to judge? I hope not. I hope in that moment they can just be friends in that moment with no judgment and helping their friends get through it or helping each other get through it.
Yeah, I think the saddest part is that they've both individually gone through so much. Like, I can imagine when Molly had the situation in Mexico with Andrew's brother, I'm sure she would have loved to, like, send Issa a long AF voice note and be like, girl, this is what happened. I'm sure when Issa got the news about Lawrence, like, she wanted to go to her best friend, quote unquote, and have this conversation with her. So I really do hope that they can just be there to support each other. I just don't feel like the issues that they had in their lives warranted the end of a friendship. They definitely need to have some conversations, but I think they should be able to work through it. And like you said, maybe the gravity of what Tiffany was going through made Molly realize, all right, like, this is some real life stuff and I'm over here being petty. I need to set this aside and repair this friendship.
Definitely. And I saw somebody else say, maybe this is the relationship we were supposed to worry about this whole season. And I'm like, that could be true because friendships do go through it, you know? And I just was like, like, and think about how lost you would be without the person that you talk to the most. Like, it just, I guess part of me does hope that they rekindle, but only if Molly gets her shit together, honestly. Yeah. Because Issa doesn't have to put up with that. And she shouldn't have to. If you call me your best friend, bruh, like, this shit is not okay.
And Molly needs a new therapist because that therapist she had was
trash. But I do, oh wait, are there any other friendships before I go to other ships?
No. I think we got a solid friendship. I
think so too, but I love how they deal with mental health because now we've seen it in 3 different instances with Nathan, which is taboo for men to for one recognize they have a problem and understand how to get help. Tiffany with postpartum, and then Molly with just, I don't even know what, narcissism. I'm like, I don't even know what to call Molly's issue because she's self-centered.
Yeah.
And that's
the check the general tab. She just covers everything in between. No, I mean, it's super important. And you know what else? And I didn't even think about this, but at the very end of the episode, like after the wind down and everything, they started talking about looking for LaToya. They're like, go to lookingforlatoya.com. And you know, the whole time we're watching this, it's like so funny. Like, oh my God, you guys are so crazy. This silly little show. But then they actually had information about going to blackandmissing.com because we have such a unaddressed issue of Black women who go missing. And even though it was done in a comedic way, the fact that the police didn't take it seriously, like they were calling her a Toyota, you know, like it really highlighted, and like I didn't even realize until I went to the website, the issues around Black missing children. That is, there are so many and they don't get the attention of a single white child who goes missing. So, I mean, they are really hitting us with subliminals. They're hitting us with full on, girl, I don't know, just everything that we need to be concerned about.
Agreed. I just want to find a movie theater that has a bar in it because I've never been to one. I'm trying to think of other things. Issa Rae's hair was so cute this episode, and I'm definitely doing Cheyenne's hair like that, and I actually want to do mine's like that for Juneteenth.
Wow. Yeah. She, like, you know, my relationship with my natural hair is a full-on traumatizing struggle, but she makes me want to, like, try these styles. I'm like, I don't know if I can get the edges laid like hers, but I'm going to try. You know, that is so
cute. I was like, this is so cute.
So cute. I loved it. Yes.
Well,
anything about the fashion? I know that you love the fashion of the show. Was there any notable? That little bag. Did you see this little purse she's been carrying around for the last 3 episodes?
Issa?
Just a little. Yes. It's like, what are you even? There's not even enough space for her cell phone. You know the phones are so big these days. It's this white little handbag that she plops on the table. She had it at Nathan's house. Just girl.
I have to go back and look at this.
Please.
I have to go back and look at this. How did I not notice her bag?
I don't know, girl.
Damn it.
Mystery to be solved for the next episode.
Yeah. Okay. Predictions about season 5. Any of them?
Wow. Okay. I feel like, although it hurts me to say, I'm not confident in Lawrence and Issa surviving Babygate. I don't see it. I feel like while she is like, I guess she's not necessarily ride or die for the relationship, but she was really invested. But I think given what she's trying to build for herself and like the situation that Lawrence is kind of dealing with, I don't know if that will mesh. I think the friendships are going to go through some healing. I have a feeling. Did I just make a rhyme?
Hey.
Like you just said, effortless bars. And I don't know, but I feel like it's going to be, I think they learned their lesson. They realized that we don't need to build up. We need all the drama in the first episode. I think they learned their lesson, and next season we're going to be good.
I like the evolution from season 1 problems to season 4 problems, because now they're in the juicy nitty gritty of what we are going through right now as 30 somethings. I appreciate that. Part of me always feels like Lawrence is always unsure. Like, so I just don't know. Although I would love for them to work it out. But I hope that he knows, even though this ain't real life, I hope that Lawrence knows that it's not going to be easy for Issa. Like, it just is not. I would love to see how Tiffany falls in love with her child, because I think it's coming. And I would love to see how they show that progression. Like, okay, you it's not that you don't love your child, it's that it's a lot for you to handle because it's a major adjustment. So I would love to see that. I don't know about Molly. I don't know about Condola. So I hope they bring old man George back, though. George, when we gonna see you again, old man George? I'm ready to see old man George.
But we sent our condolences to Condola, and now we gotta readjust, welcome her back onto our screens, and deal with her and this probably big head baby.
It's like, why is Lawrence here? Because he got the whole pregnant.
Why are they both here? Get rid of both of them. No.
It made for an interesting storyline. Thanks for keeping us on our toes. Oh, gosh. Anything else? Any other predictions?
Wow. I don't know. It just sucks. I hate the end of season. Everything should just run the whole year so we don't have to wait. But I don't know. I'm excited to look forward to the next season. But I'm also excited because we're going to keep doing these episodes even though Insecure is over. I'm excited about our season. Hey!
Yes. And we'll be talking about everything from life to love to libations. I'm trying to think what else is there. To lies.
Liquor. Wait, you said libations. Okay.
It's okay. It still works. Live events. Does that count?
Situations. Is that still a word that people use?
And situation chips. Ooh, like how we kept that ship. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all tune in. Let us know what you want to hear. We'll be having some special guests on. We were supposed to be at the Primavera Festival last week, but COVID just kept us from all of our plans. But that's okay, because now we have.
When you said COVID, I expected to hear like a pew pew pew, like after it somehow.
Literally, girl.
Anyway, yeah. So we're gonna keep ourselves entertained with these episodes, and you entertained as well.
Yes. So thank you for joining us, Rita. Let them know where they can find us on social media.
On Instagram, Long AF Voice Notes. On Twitter, Long AF Voice Notes. And we're also on YouTube, Long AF Voice Notes. And of course, you can listen to the podcast anywhere that podcasts live.
Yes. And thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.